Good evening. This is Monday, April 7th. This is the Guilford Board of Education. Welcome to our regular meeting. I invite you to join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Before we dive into our typical next agenda item, I'm actually going to make a request of the board that we move up agenda item 8.1 because we have at least one student here, and I would like to give them an opportunity to not have to sit through the first half of the meeting while we get to it. So if I may ask for a motion to move 8.1 Unified Sports Program Recognition up to this moment, and then we would proceed with the rest of the agenda.
So moved. Second.
All in favor? Aye. Wonderful. That's everyone. So again, the agenda item is a Unified Sports Program Recognition, and I'm going to ask Mr. Jason Scanziano to come up and facilitate this agenda item.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you.
Hi.
The Connecticut Special Olympics held its annual awards dinner on March 25th, where it recognizes the amazing work happening throughout the state of Connecticut in the area of Special Olympics. This year, Guilford High School's Unified Sports Program was awarded the Spirit of Inclusion Award. This award was created in 2023 to recognize schools that offer multiple seasons of unified sports, inclusive youth leadership, and whole school engagement in unified sports. Led by Coach Jay Carlson, who couldn't be here tonight, and with the support of Guilford staff and administration, Guilford High School provides multiple seasons of inclusive activities. Some of these activities, as we know, include athletics, but they also include social activities, unified prom, and an annual carnival that we hold every year. The program supports over 100 athletes and partners throughout the year. Tonight, we welcome and we recognize two students, Landon Brackeen, Guilford High School freshman, and Logan Matlock, Guilford High School junior, who represented Guilford at the award ceremony and received this award on behalf of Guilford High School. These students embodied the true spirit of unified sports and brilliantly represented Guilford Public Schools. So please join me in congratulating them and all of our unified athletes and partners.
Wonderful.
Thank you all.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Nice job.
This is terrific.
Do you want to say anything?
You're welcome to say something if you'd like.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you both for being here tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks for being here.
I do want to note what a really fabulous
Yeah, that'd be great.
unified.
From the post, that would be fantastic. Thank you. I'm sorry, we're just working out a photograph.
Oh, perfect. Yes.
Yep. Thank you very much.
Excellent. I do want to note.
All right.
Oh. Great. We are going to have.
Just want to thank you guys for. I'm just really happy for myself that I was able to win this though. I just couldn't even remember my day one up. It's been a quick. I just love this though. It's just I just get to take this home. I'm just happy for myself.
Congratulations.
Thank you
Good
so
work.
much for being here.
Great job.
Wonderful. I am so pleased and so proud of all the work that goes into this unified sports program here in Guilford Public Schools, and it obviously means a lot
Such a great program.
to the many students who participate. That was fabulous.
Well, and I'll just make the point, when we throw around words in our community like diversity and equity and inclusion, these are the
Bingo.
types of opportunities that we are including in those conversations.
Yep.
Where students who are part of our special education programming and their friends who are also referred to as typical peers come together in those activities. And so just a great example of that tonight, and we are so proud to be recognized.
Yeah, good point.
And I'm so thrilled that it's something that is prioritized in this school committee.
Yeah.
Really, really pleased. Wonderful. And pictures are being taken of our honorees back there, which is really terrific. All right, it's all down here, downhill in terms of excitement from here. 3.1, action on minutes. Is there a motion to approve the Board of Ed meeting minutes from March 10th, 2025?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any comments, or proposed corrections? I had none. All right,
There's
here.
a small.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's a small on page 5, item 9.5.2. Removal of policy 3800, operations of schools during, should be COVID-19 pandemic.
Actually, I have one more.
Okay.
It lists me as present and I was not.
Oh,
Oh, thank you.
thank you. Mhm. All right, any other corrections? So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor of the Monday, March 10th, 2025 Board of Ed meeting minutes as amended, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention?
I abstain.
Okay, Ms. Baldwin abstains. All right, 3.2 is to approve the March 12th, 2025 Board of Ed special meeting minutes. Is there a motion to approve these minutes?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
any comments or corrections? I had just a couple on the first page, number 2. I started out that discussion. It says Dr. Freeman advised the board, that should say Balistraci, Dr. Balistraci. And then, although we have definitely said it before, I didn't say it at this meeting. So the focus, the second sentence, the focus will be on items that are the least painful, as we've already made reductions. So crossing out have no or minimal direct impact on students. And then the only other, I think it's more of a clarification correction on page 3. Halfway down the page, under the lakes discussion, it says Dr. Balistraci suggests an alternative to reducing the FTE at lakes. She noted that the additional kindergarten teacher, it's a little complicated. It's not a kindergarten teacher, so I would just cross out kindergarten. The additional teacher budgeted for LEAT might not be needed because it's a shifting of teachers
Sure.
as a larger 4th grade leaves. Any other? All right. Again, there is a motion and a second. All those in favor of.
I'm sorry, Niles.
Okay, all those in favor of approving the Wednesday, March 12th, 2025 Board of Ed special meeting minutes as amended, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
I abstain.
All right, and then the next item is the March 20.
Has
Sorry.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And I'm sorry that I missed this, but back on exhibit 3.1 on the first page. That was the March 10th meeting.
Yes.
It's just replaced Ralph's credit with Arnold's credit. And I think we already passed it as amended, so that's just another definition.
Okay.
Sorry about
To
that.
vote on that again?
Um,
Technically, we need to vote on that again.
Let's just
yeah,
All right, so sorry. We have an additional amendment to the Monday, March 10th, 2025 Board of Ed meeting minutes, simply to update on the first page, Arnold Scretta's name to Arnold Scretta. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Uh,
Aye. Thank you.
I still abstain.
And Jen still seeing. All right, so we're on up to the third set of minutes, March 24th, 2025, meeting minutes. This is a workshop meeting. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
any,
Because I wasn't there.
oh, you weren't there. We need a different second.
Second.
Second, thank you, Arnold. Any correction to these minutes? All right, so there's a motion and a second. All in favor of approving the March 24th, 2025 Board of Ed meeting minutes?
Aye.
Aye.
I abstain. And I abstain.
2 abstentions, Ms. Fenolosa and Ms. Rader. All right, excellent. We're up to public comments for topics on the agenda. We don't have, there's no one in the room here tonight representing the public, so we will move on then to review and approval of the expenditures for the month of March 2025. Dr. Hirsch.
We discussed this in the previous operations committee meeting. The expenditures for the month of March 2025 were $5,195,654.32. And the expenditures and encumbrances were at 70.98% of the budget compared to 71%, 71.5. In essence, we're almost exactly where we were a year ago. The salaries, employee benefits, purchase services, tuition, supplies and materials, capital, transportation, all are well within what we budgeted. The overall budget at the moment for the year is coming in on budget with nothing that seems to be standing out as a problem.
All right, would you just note to the warrants at the bottom, the amount of the warrant?
Yeah.
Thank you.
The warrants,
Sorry, I think it's probably on the. right
yeah,
here.
the warrant, which is really details all the payments we make for the month. Total $2,391,206.37.
Wonderful. All right, as Dr. Hirsch noted, this was discussed in detail in the operations committee meeting of the Board of Ed just prior to this meeting. So I'm going to ask for a motion to approve the expenditures for the month of March for the 24-25 school year.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
any additional comments or questions, discussion? All right, all those in favor, say aye, please. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right. Terrific. Communications. Do any of my colleagues have communications to share that they received in the last month? All right. I do not either. Student representatives. Welcome. You're on. Thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you. So for Goldwyn, they've been having parent-teacher conferences. So last week, it happened last week, and this allowed teachers and parents to discuss student progress, celebrate successes, and to set goals for their students. And then this Thursday, they're having a dance party, which was set up by the student council, and it's going to be for the 5th and 6th graders, and the theme is Hollywood. And here they're gonna enjoy music and fun with DJ Dennis. And they give many thanks to Mrs. Gallagher and Mrs. Vital and the student council members for organizing the event. And then for the end of the year, they're having their Q4 start, and they're also going to have, and they're also preparing for various like other like end of year events, like the PTO's variety show, their spring concerts, and the Baldwin Carnival. And then for Melissa Jones, this coming week, they're having their Birdlittles presentation for grade 1. And then grade 2 is having their pollination program. So yeah, and then for last month, as a recap, they had their field trip for the 4th grade to go to Yale for their art museum, as well as I'm so sorry, I have to restart my notes here. Last month, they had their field trip for grade 2 to the Yale Art Museum, as well as a field trip for grade 4 to the Connecticut Museum of Culture and Diversity. And then lastly, grade 3 went to Legacy Theater. And for Guilford High School, we said that the musical, obviously we had it the last 2 weeks. We had a lot of people come. Our last show, I'm pretty sure, was sold out, so that was amazing. And I know fencing is having their banquet tomorrow, so I know a lot of winter sports are wrapping it up as the spring sports continue, and then applications for scholarships and such for juniors have started. And then I have for Guilford Lakes, the students are very excited for April break. United Water Volunteers, a group that works to help people thrive in partnerships and innovative solutions, came to read to Guilford Lakes students. And they came to also read for the 3rd grade. And for Guilford Lakes, they had their music performances throughout the month. And then for Adams, they're having their spring sports starts.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The musical was fabulous.
I'm glad you liked it. Yes,
It's
it was
great.
very out there, but it was fun.
Out there's a good description.
Yeah.
It was wonderful.
But it looked like it would be a tremendous amount of fun to do. I mean, it just, it really looked like it was fun.
It reminds me a lot of Little Shop, like the plot.
Mhm.
Mhm.
It's like a little weird, but like you kind of get into it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And a huge cast.
That's
Yeah,
what
the
was
cast
great.
was it was huge. It was bigger than we thought it was gonna be. But I think that made it more fun because there's just so much that you can do.
Mhm.
with kids.
Mhm. The other thing which I love that Kara Mulqueen Teasdale does every year and did it again this year is remind us and the community that this really provides an opportunity not just for the folks on stage, right?
Oh,
But for
yes.
all our students involved in lighting and props and
Costume.
costumes
Yeah.
and
Yes, yeah.
decorations, and I love that she brings them on the stage so we can recognize that. It's such an important.
Yeah, and you never get to actually see the people behind
Mhm.
this, all of the invisible work.
Yeah.
Oh, they're just really talented.
Wow, it was wonderful, and I imagine it is an amazing amount of work
Mhm.
that all the students put into it
Yeah.
as well, so really terrific. Well, thank you, and
Thank
thank
you
you
very
for reporting
I know, being here.
across schools. Very much appreciated. You're welcome to stay. We also understand if you need to go. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we're up to the superintendent's report. We have covered 8.1, so 8.2.
Yeah, the only outstanding item I have is to remind the board and the community that the referendum is being scheduled tomorrow. And I really want to remind the community on 2 parts. First, I want to remind everybody that voting takes place in 4 of our schools that will be open for school tomorrow. And so important to note that at Baldwin Middle School and at Cox and Lee and Melissa Jones Elementary Schools, we will have the gymnasium areas that are cordoned off from the rest of the school. They will be open to the public and voting will be taking place in those locations. I also want to take this opportunity, not to remind this board, you know this well, but to remind the community of the importance of going out and voting and in fact supporting this budget. It has been a difficult budget season. We have put together a responsible, a reasonable, and a continuing to forward-looking budget. It has an expansion of the weight room, as we heard from the community, particularly from students who have asked for that. It has interventionist positions at the elementary level, specifically math interventionist, which is an area that we need to continue to be enhancing. And we have accomplished that within a really difficult budget year. So I just want to encourage anybody who's watching tonight to make sure that they vote tomorrow. And thank the board again for all of your effort and all of your time in putting together and moving this budget forward.
Absolutely. Questions, comments on that topic? Excellent. All right. And polls are open at 6 a.m. Until 8 p.m. People will be going to their regular polling place for this referendum. All right, board agenda. We are being asked to approve a donation of $2,600 from the GHS Music Boosters for the rental of Woolsey Hall for the GHS Music Department concert, which I believe happened
March.
in March. I've had a child involved in that. It is an amazing experience. Is there a motion to approve this donation from the GHS Music Boosters?
Moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstentions. A great thank you to the GHS Music Boosters for their support. 9.2, donation of $1,021.14 from the Adams Orchestra Fund for the purchase of a Yamaha HD 300 Director Instructional Keyboard, keyboard stand, piano style pedal, and dust cover. Is there a motion to approve this donation?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, that's everyone. Thank you. And a thanks to the Adams Orchestra Fund. And then 9.3, donation of $7,220 from the Netminders Boosters Club to pay the salary for 2 assistant coaches for the boys lacrosse spring 2025 season. Is there a motion to approve this donation? Second?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That's everyone as well. And a thank you to the Netminders Boosters Club and really to all, we say it every month, but it always bears repeating. The great amount of support our students get from booster clubs and parents and community members. And these 3 donations certainly reflect that. 9.4 is a receive item. This is a Guilford Public Schools annual report for the 23-24 year. I do ask board members to take a look and review that. We will be voting on that next month. 9.5, there are recommendations from the policy committee that we're being asked to act on. Mrs. Peck could not be here tonight, so I am going to walk us through these, but I'm going to invite Mr. Bowden to step in if there's anything I miss. We are going to put on hold acting on the revisions to policy 3724, which is the meal charging. And the reason for that is we've just learned of an additional update, a requirement that we're going to need to include. So it doesn't make sense to vote on it now and then have to bring it back immediately. So 9.5.2 on the agenda is removal of policy 3800, operations of schools during COVID-19 pandemic. This is literally a entire removal of this policy from our Board of Ed policy manual. It is no longer needed. And so the recommendation by the policy committee is removal. Is there a motion to remove policy 3800?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
That was me and John.
Any abstentions? All right, I think we covered that. 9.5.3 on the agenda is revisions to policy 5005, bullying prevention and intervention, the Safe School Climate Plan. We needed the policy committee, and then we need to update this policy to be aligned with the state mandate to update according to the CABE policy. Have I said that correctly?
Thank you, kid.
Excellent. Again, we received this, a received item last month and had an opportunity to read through it. So first, I'm going to ask for a motion to approve revisions to policy 5005.
Second.
Any questions about the policy? All right, so motion and a second. All those in favor of the revisions to policy 5005, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, that's unanimous. Thank you.
I had a question back on 9.4, sorry.
Okay,
Was that annual report for 23-24 or for 24-25?
23-24. So it's a report following the completion of that year and simply reports out on that year. Good question. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, reports of committees. Report of the policy committee. Again, Kristen's not here, but Mr. Bowden, is there anything?
We're meeting later this month.
Okay. Operations committee, anything to add?
Nothing to add.
All right. Curriculum instruction and assessment committee.
We met a few weeks ago and had a panel of 7 or 8 high school juniors and seniors, in which we asked them questions about their experience with social media, iPhones, AI, and how they were faring with these things, and they were enlightening. Clearly, their experiences differ, but they converge on there is a problem with students making use of AI inappropriately. There is agreement that the use of phones can be problematic, but there's no agreement at that level yet about what ought to be done about it. But to hear the students talk about their experiences was useful and informs us as part of our discussions now about coming up with a phone policy and a computer policy.
Yeah, it was a great group of students. Great to hear.
Oh, and we met with teachers later at the meeting right
Our
after.
workshop meeting,
And
correct?
it turned out that, and they had not met before, teachers were saying the exact same thing that the students were saying. So that the experience was shared
Mhm.
from 2 different perspectives.
Terrific. All right. Liaisons to town committees, anything to report? Okay. We still don't have a liaison to Warren Board of Directors. I was reaching out again today, so trying to get answers around questions about Zoom participation and accommodation for possibly having 2 people hold that position for Guilford. So we'll continue to pursue those opportunities.
This would be, I think they'd increase their
No-brainer.
participation exponentially.
And I think they have it.
Okay.
I will say I've done, I did a quick scan of meeting minutes and it does suggest they have it. I just want to make sure that that's a monthly,
Yep.
right, a regular
It's a
option.
great idea.
But I think exactly right. It makes it possible for a lot of participants. We're up to number 11, public comments, not on the agenda. Again, we don't have anyone in the public here attending in person tonight. So we're gonna go right to the next item.
Actually, can I just ask one question?
Of
real quick?
course.
Just I'm looking at the bottom of the page for next meetings, and it gives the workshop meeting is April 28th, which is 3 weeks from today.
Yes,
So-
and the reason for that, yeah, it's a
Just
good
because of
question.
April break or?
Yeah, so this meeting is actually early.
Okay.
Usually it'd be the
Right.
second Monday, but because of spring break, right?
Yep.
Spring break
Okay,
next week.
perfect.
That's great. So I was just,
So, and I'll be there.
that's perfect. That works out great. I was, without checking the calendar, I was just saying 2 weeks from tonight because
Yeah.
we're usually 2 weeks apart. So that
That's
works
right.
out great.
Yep,
Perfect,
no, but
okay.
good check. Thank you.
And we will likely be rescheduling the location of that meeting. Terry will be in touch and we will be changing it with the posting, but we anticipate we'll be hosting that meeting at Baldwin Middle School.
Okay, so it says Calvin Lee, but we believe it will be at Baldwin.
It is planned for Calvin Lee, but
Okay.
due to an agenda change that we'd like to make, we think
Okay.
it'll be more appropriately hosted at Baldwin.
Okay,
Thank you.
so the only item we have left then for this Board of Ed meeting tonight is an executive session for pending litigation. We will go into the executive session, we will come out. When we come out of executive session, there will be no further discussion, there will be no Board of Ed votes. We will simply we will simply vote to adjourn. That will be the only vote left. So I am going to ask for a motion to go into executive session, please.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Thank you for joining us this evening. I hope you have a good rest of the month.